Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and I am back with Moda Blockheads 6. We are up to week or block 12. This one is all flying geese by the looks of it. There's a lot of flying geese, so good practice for me. It's called Flight Path, as you can see. I've got everything on my iPad as usual. I'm really loving these instructions, by the way. I think this is going to really set me up for when I start buying quilting patterns and really understanding some of these instructions. So I've highlighted already what I need to do, and I've got all the sizes highlighted as well. So before we get into it though, I did do a little bit of a change with my recording setup, as you can see here. And I'll be honest, it didn't quite work as well as I'd hoped. You can't really see too much what I'm doing. I was hoping to try and get in view my sewing machine, so you could actually see all three parts. You could see me sewing and cutting, as you can see here, desperately trying to cut, as well as pressing, because I've got myself a new iron. I've treated myself. I felt the little one I was using was just taking too much effort. So I've got a bigger iron, which meant I needed a bigger pressing area, and I did have this desk at the side of me anyway, this desktop. That was going to be perfect for that. So I was hoping having like all three little stations would be a better view for you guys to see what I'm doing. So I apologise for that. The rest of this video will be in photos, but I will definitely work on that for future videos as well, trying to make that a bit better. But you can see here, as I mentioned, a lot of it is flying geese. So I've taken photographs instead as I've gone along. And you can see here what I decided to do. I took the advice from the lady on the video where she mentioned doing a second row of stitching so that the scrap fabric isn't completely wasted and you can get an extra half square triangle out of it. So love that idea. Would never have thought about it, and a great way of building up some little half square triangle scraps as well. These look so cute. These tiny ones came out perfect. All of my points at this stage came out perfect. So I really enjoyed having some success with these flying geese at this point. You can see here, this is where I started sewing them together, and that is where I ended up losing a lot of my points. So I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. If you're a quilter and you're watching this, please help, because I've been measuring out 1/4 of an inch before the point, but then I seem to lose that when I'm then sewing my seam. So I feel like maybe I should be leaving more than 1/4 of an inch at the point, because then when I'm doing a scant 1/4 inch seam, putting these pieces together, you can see that's where I'm losing it. And in some cases, although all of these did have a good 1/4 of an inch near them, because again I've not been so accurate when I'm joining them, I've kind of lost it. And even at the side, can you see these two rows, like the top two, the pink and the grey, the top two compared to say the bottom two, where they meet, you know, even that's not right. So I honestly have no idea where I'm going wrong. I know I'm definitely making the flying geese perfect themselves, but when I'm then attaching them to each other, that's where I'm kind of going wrong. This was probably the most successful one. You can see here these bigger ones as well, although I still got my point on that. There's not as much of the background fabric, the yellow, showing as I would have expected as well. So this was a smaller block compared to what we've been doing, so it didn't take as long, which was great. I did end up going back doing a few of these. The first lot I did came out too small, so I've got a lot of extras of these. I also felt I probably should have pressed open these seams. You can see here there's a bit of a mix where I've pressed to the dark side and not, so whether that's helped or not. But can you see here where it's kind of a little bit skew with? That center row isn't exactly straight where I've sewed on the 8 smaller flying geese blocks, and then this is before the trim, so you can see I'm really struggling with those sizes, and the wonkiness of it as well. So I don't know what other tips I can do. I've been trying to look at YouTube videos to help me with that. This is with my 9-inch ruler, and you can see there's nowhere to trim back at all, but I do need to trim back because on that last photo you could see there was a massive change in the gaps at the bottom. So I have cut it away, which has resulted in that bottom left hand corner grey flying geese completely being chopped off as well. But it is what it is, and it was great practice, and I'm glad I've decided to just use scrap fabrics for all of these, because as I've been saying all along, it's just a learning experience. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope to see you next time, and in the meantime, have a great crafting week.